It's time to get an update on the news with Issue today, and reporter Angela Chung has joined me in the studio. Good morning, Angela.
Good morning, Sunyan.
Did you have a good weekend?
I did. I stayed indoor.
Yes, if we manage to stay indoors, it's a good weekend. Let me ask you the question of the day. When you go traveling overseas, what do you do with food? Do you like to try the local cuisine a lot, or do you kind of take a little kind of mini emergency kit of Korean staples as well?
Definitely just local
Yeah.
food. Yeah, and I tend to and like to travel to places where I do have friends there who live there. So I just like ask them to just take me wherever.
The local sort of
Yes.
matchips, right? Yeah, that's always the best when you can go somewhere and you can kind of avoid the touristy traps, but get the local tips. That is always the best. How long can you go without having Korean food?
I would say these days maybe it's shorter than it
I
used to
know,
be.
it changed.
Yes, but in the past I could just go for months
Me
actually.
too, me too.
Yeah.
But it has changed. And the good news is you can find a lot of good Korean restaurants overseas as well. So if you
Yes.
need that kind of kick, you can always get it. All right, let's get to our news stories. And not surprisingly, we're going to start with some COVID-19 related news. The numbers are stubbornly staying up in the mid 1000s. And it's the summer season right now, summer vacation season. So we've got some updates on how the nation and authorities are trying to fight the rising numbers even during this vacation season.
Right. As this year's summer vacation has begun nationwide, the government has put in place a presidential executive order which mandates vacationers to wear a face mask on beaches. The government also plans to place a ban on nighttime drinking and eating in 62 large beaches of the country, considering there will be large crowds to these large beach areas.
I have to say, I've been dreaming of going to the beach during this hot weather as well. It seems like a lot of people are visiting the beaches. Do we have some numbers on that?
Yes, the total number of vacationers who visited beaches on the third week of July decreased compared to the first week of July. But when it comes to the total number of vacationers who came to large beaches as their vacation spots, it actually surged by 59% recently.
Okay. So if you do go to the beach, please be reminded once again that you will have to wear a face mask at all times. And also during the nighttime, eating and drinking is prohibited. Now, this mask mandate, is it applicable to fully or even partially vaccinated people too?
Yes, vaccinated or even fully vaccinated people must wear a face mask on the beaches.
I also heard that there's going to be some changes in the social distancing levels outside of the Greater Seoul area.
Yes, this is becoming nationwide. So the social distancing level in provincial areas of the nation will be raised to level 3 starting from midnight of 27th tomorrow. Level 3 will be in place for the next few weeks until midnight of August 8th for now. In the Greater Seoul area, the growth rate of new virus cases has slowed down for the past week since the level 4 was imposed. But in provincial areas where people go for vacation during the same period, the daily number of confirmed cases increased by 39% to almost 500 people on daily basis due to cluster infections in Busan, Daejeon, Gangwon, and Jeju Island.
And all of those places, of course, are popular vacation spots as well. So under level 3, what's going to be allowed, what's banned in those provincial areas?
Yes, under the social distancing level 3. Cities or provinces with a population of more than 100,000, private gatherings of 5 or more people will be banned except for families that need help from caretakers. And only up to 49 people can attend weddings and funerals. And for the entertainment industry, the operating hours of singing rooms, public bathhouses, restaurants, and cafes, all of them can be adjusted to until 10 p.m. For cities and provinces with a population of less than 100,000, it's up to the local authorities to adjust the social distancing level.
Right, so this means that rules can differ from province to province, even cities as well. So please check the relevant rules for wherever you are heading. Now let's move on to our second story. Exercise. Who could exercise in this kind of extreme heat? I have to say, I mean, I had built up this routine of getting in at least 30 minutes of exercise in the morning before I come out to the station. But honestly, it's just too hot right now. It just feels way too hot. But I understand you have some tips. Is it just me? I don't know.
I actually admire you that you exercise before you come into the studio. I actually have been doing it just after like 9 or 10 p.m.
Yeah.
When-
Indoors or do you go out?
I do both. So if I go golf practicing, I go like at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
That's when the least people are there as well. So
And
I
a little
try
bit
to-
cooler.
Yes, avoid people and avoid the heat.
Right.
So due to the pandemic and the heat wave, some of my friends just skip exercises altogether and they gained some weights recently. And so I've been trying very hard to work out by myself while watching TV indoor at home. So if you want to continue your exercise, you need to pay attention to this story.
All right. So give us some tips on how we can stay maybe fit and shed a couple of pounds as well.
So if you spend too long without exercising, you actually become more vulnerable to chronic conditions such as high pressure, high blood pressure, and diabetes. So it's time to start exercising. But during hot summer days like today, you need to be cautious about when to exercise and how to exercise. So first, avoid the hottest time of the day, of course, and instead work out between 6 to 8 a.m. or 7 to 10 p.m. But if you're actually a hypertensive patient, nighttime workout is more recommended because your autonomic nervous system, which adjusts your heartbeats and blood pressure, works most actively in the morning. So if you work out too strenuously in the early morning, it can boost the risk of getting cardiovascular diseases.
Very useful information. I did not know that. So once again, if you have high blood pressure, try to avoid working out first thing in the day and do so in the nighttime.
And there's also a recommendation on exercise intensity. During summer, reduce the intensity of your exercise by 20% compared to what you do on normal days, and definitely drink sufficient amount of water. When the temperature goes up, our body increases the amount of blood to peripheral skin while reducing the amount of blood going to muscles in order to lower the temperature. So if your body is short of water, it might lead to dehydration, a condition which itself can be a burden to your heart and blood vessels.
So it seems like you really want to avoid overextending yourself. So does this mean also regarding not only the intensity, but the length of how long you exercise as well?
Yes, for sure. So the one last tip, in the summer, people easily get tired of exercising. So exercise of less than 1 hour is recommended. A professor from Gyeonghee University Hospital advised that even 5 or 10 minutes of physical activity will be good for you. So if you strengthen muscles of your arms and legs, it can be helpful for blood circulation.
That's the reason why I was doing it in the morning, hopefully to get some more blood up to my brain. You see, I did an exercise today. All right, our last one is about a government survey on a very important issue, and that is food waste recycling.
Yes, Anti-Corruption and Civil Rights Commission and Rural Development Administration will jointly conduct a survey on food waste recycling among the general public as a part of RDA's food waste related project. The aim of this survey is to identify people's level of recognition of food waste recycling, ways to improve it, and people's thoughts on allocation of recycling costs. Food waste recycling is a topic closely related to our daily lives, and it's an important field or technology, but it hasn't gained much attention from people, at least not enough to put it public discourse. So this is coming up, and the survey will continue until this Friday, the 30th, through the online policy channel 국민 생각함 on epeople.go.kr.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's hope that more people pay attention to this very important issue. I think Koreans, we do have a lot of food waste, so it'd be great to recycle it as well. Thank you very much for those news items, Angela. Have a great week.
Yes, see you on Friday.
We'll see you on Friday.